West Bengal's political culture has long been defined by its sheer decibel level, a historical reputation for being the loudest, most emotionally charged battleground in the world. Historically, every square inch of public space was a target for branding. Flags and banners choked the streets, turning the skyline into competing territorial claims. Political power was projected through physical mobilization. Millions packed shoulder to shoulder in massive street protests, using the weight of the crowd to signal dominance. This ideological warfare extended to the neighborhood walls. Local street corners served as canvases for aggressive, hand-painted slogans that left no doubt of allegiance. For the Bengali voter, political identity was a public performance, a deafeningly loud commitment driven by deep-seated emotional ties to their party. But the 2026 election cycle has broken that pattern. The familiar public fervor has vanished, replaced by a gray detachment among the people. Look at the local tea stalls, traditional hubs of fiery debate. Today, they are zones of cautious quiet. People watch candidates, but no longer talk back. Sociologists describe this as the calm before the storm. This silence is not a result of voter apathy or fear. Instead, it is a sign of massive, collective restraint. The electorate has effectively weaponized its silence. By refusing to engage in the traditional uproar, they have turned a predictable festival into an unpredictable psychological Cold War. This shift represents a psychological evolution. Voters are moving away from historical vote bank tribalism, replacing old loyalties with a cold, uncompromising logic. This chart illustrates the new evaluation criteria. The loud slogans of the past are being discarded. In their place, voters are stacking data. They are weighing structural development, job creation, and administrative transparency. This strategy relies on mental concealment. Voters are secretly analyzing party manifestos and calculating their own futures behind closed doors, while offering nothing to the public eye. Consequently, the traditional levers of power, massive rallies and high-budget digital propaganda, have lost their ability to influence or even predict how the state will move. This information vacuum has created a state of profound anxiety for both the ruling establishment and the opposition parties. Politicians and pollsters usually rely on crowd sizes and social media engagement to map the field. But in 2026, those metrics are failing to capture what the public is actually thinking. This branching diagram shows the binary threat of the current silence. It points to only two extreme outcomes, either a secret preparation for a radical upheaval of the government or a rock-solid, silent commitment to the status quo. The political machines are essentially flying blind. They are trying to fight a sophisticated adversary that refuses to reveal its position on the battlefield until the very last moment. The 2026 election marks a departure from historical norms. Citizens are moving away from traditional partisan loyalty, opting instead for a calculated, independent assessment of their own interests. You see the reality of this mindset at the polling stations. These are no longer subjects waiting to be swayed by a speech. They are sovereign, silent judges waiting to deliver a verdict. Authority has moved from the shouting politician on the stage to the individual citizen. The power dynamics of the state are now contained within the absolute secrecy of the voter's choice. This leads to the ultimate moment of truth, an isolated interaction with the voting machine, where all external noise is finally rendered irrelevant. This single physical action represents the release of the storm, where mental concealment ends and the logical calculation is finalized. The 2026 election demonstrates that the Bengali electorate is no longer a predictable monolith of emotional allegiances. By withholding their public opinion, they have forced the political establishment to contend with a voter who values results over rhetoric. This silence is the final word. Power in Bengal now resides in the quiet deliberation of the individual.